Credit cards. Do you have one? Do you have a credit card? Here are some statistics. In preparing for this episode, I did a bit of research and I want to share that with you. Now, more than 3.5 million people are struggling to shake off credit card debt, according to an interim report on the credit card market by the Financial Conduct Authority here in the UK. And this information is from a website called Turn to Us. It also goes further to say this. The regulator, that's the Financial Conduct Authority, said that 2 million people have debts they are struggling to clear, and 1.6 million people make minimum payments on their borrowing. The report also found that credit card lenders were less willing to help people who make minimum payments because they are highly profitable and that there are few incentives in firms to intervene when struggling customers who are at risk of falling into the debt cycle. Credit card is the single biggest type of problem we see. That's according to a debt charity here in the UK called Step Change Charity. 2/3 of our clients have at least one card and their average debt is more than £8,000. Last year alone, 14 million people suffered a shock on their income or a change in circumstances, and 4.5 million of them used credit card to cope. People who use credit card to cope are 20 times more likely to fall into problem debt than those who don't. Do you have a credit card? Honest question. My story with the credit card started many years ago. I was of course, my business was doing well, and I said, you know what, why not have a credit card as well? Got a credit card, was using it, paying it off, and I started, I think, with £2,500 credit limit. And as I was using it, I think the credit card company saw that, oh, this is a very good guy, not like personally, but I think that's what they look at in their system. They increased my credit to 4,500. They kept increasing my credit over time, and I think I was at a limit, I think about 16,000, and they were about even to increase it further. And of course, at one point, my business was not doing very well. Guess where I went for financing? My credit card. I went to my credit card finance, put some money in there to help in the business. And of course, I got money, paid it back. So they were saying, oh, this is very good. But now I got into that cycle of living with a credit, which just happens. And many stories I've heard of people who end up like that. On top of that, one time I was in Sainsbury's supermarket, and this many years ago, and there was this guy advertising credit card from Sainsbury's Bank and giving all sorts of good things about it. I got that one as well. And I think the starting limit for that, when they saw my credit report and rating, was very good. They started me off at 4,500. And it didn't take long. Of course, at that time, I didn't have very good financial discipline, and I messed up. And I was in this credit card debt. And I had to now work hard to get out of it. Anyway, to cut the long story short, I eventually managed to pay off my credit cards. And I decided to perform some plastic surgery. Let your mind not go think different things. Plastic surgery means that I got my credit card, got a pair of scissors, and my credit card, and I just chopped off my credit card. That's what I call plastic surgery. And I got that concept from Dave Ramsey. I don't know whether you are aware of a gentleman called Dave Ramsey from the US. He's a guy who really absolutely talks to people about not getting into whatever kind of debt or even having credit cards. So perform plastic surgery on your credit cards. So I did that. And I remember when I was calling, when I cut off my credit cards, I even went a step further to call the credit card company and say that, can you close my account? And I remember when I was speaking to the lady over the phone on the other side, saying that, can you please close my account? She said, are you sure you don't want to? You might need it later. I said, please just close my account. I don't want anything to do with this credit. For what it had done to me, I just said, no, how, no way. I'm not going to have this anymore. But I think that's the reaction of many people when you have no discipline in managing your finances, which I didn't have at that time. And, we live in a world that is very, very much credit oriented. It's so much embedded in our system. And if you try to live outside of that system, it's going to be very difficult. The key is how you're going to manage it. To completely say you're not going to live on credit will take enormous effort. And there are some people who are doing it. And that's very, very commendable. And I would recommend that you live like that as well. No credit, just spend within your means and so on and so forth. But I also recognize the fact that in this world we live in, that might not be very, very feasible for many people. So the key is how you're going to manage it. Now, let me give you some more statistics that I found during my research on this. Annual credit card spending in the US topped 4.6 trillion US dollars. That's according to Statistia. And the average credit card user owns about 4 credit cards. That's according to Fundera. The number of credit card holders globally has steadily grown to reach 1.25 billion in 2023, representing an annual growth rate of 2.79% from 1.1 billion in 2018. That's according to clearpayments.com. And around here in the UK, around 33.8 million, 64% of adults have at least one credit card. So you see, this credit system is embedded in our society. It's there. And that's what makes it more challenging. Now, the following is from Forbes.com, the Forbes advisory section that I accessed today when doing this research. Credit card usage key demographics. According to the Fed's 2021 report, they say the economic well-being of the US, as they said. I'm using the US because that's where this is so prevalent, but most of the world tends to mirror or follow suit what the US is doing. Of households earning more than $100,000 per year, an overwhelming majority of 98% have a credit card. I don't get this. I think is when people earn more, they feel like, you know what, I can use credit card for whatever adverts say about it. They give you perks and all these kind of things. Say, well, I have money to pay it off. But one thing that's fundamentally forgotten about credit cards is behavior. Your desires are enormous and they're bottomless. And when someone is giving you money, you're spending someone else's money. That's essentially what a credit card is. Someone is lending you money at very high interest rates, and you're spending that money, your desires know no bounds. If they gave you 100,000 credit card limit, you would spend it within no time. So this is the thing, one of the things that people forget, that the more you earn, you feel like, yeah, I can get more and more credit. It shouldn't be, because human behavior and your own behavior, if you don't know yourself and if you don't control yourself that much, you'll find yourself getting sucked into debt that will spiral, and you find that over time, you might even go declare bankrupt. And that's not good. Well, let's continue. When reviewing credit cards, conversely, 57% of households with less than 25% of annual income hold a credit card. 57%. So those with higher income, 98% have a credit card. Those who have less income, 25, they have 57% have at least one credit card. A similar trend can be observed when considering education status and credit card usage. 96% of college graduates hold a credit card, while only 52% of those who have not completed high school do. There's something fundamentally not right with the way the education system works. The more educated people are, the more they go for credit card. And I think this is because there is no financial education in our institutions to really help people understand money, how money works. And because very educated people are the ones who are getting themselves messed up with credit. Why is that? There's something not right with the education system as far as money is concerned. And also, there are a lot of vested interests. People, I think, are brainwashed. And, the key to all of this for me comes down to how you manage yourself and your money. This money people use on credit cards is someone else's money. And if this is done as a business, no one gives money for free in a business. Credit card companies are in business, and I think a very profitable one. So the onus is actually on you to be able to manage yourself and your finances very well if you want to avoid the loop or being sucked into credit. And what is the average credit card interest rate? It's 24.08%, according to Forbes Advisor's credit card rate report by around mid last year. And I don't think that has changed that much this year as well. Now, the interesting thing is this. With that credit card of 24.08% is a very interesting question. Do cardholders know their interest rate? According to this Forbes article, according to Forbes Advisor survey in February of 2023, almost a year ago, and I think that has not changed that much, even if we ask that same question today, 47% of US cardholders reported that they don't know or are unsure about the interest rate on their card. I might ask you a very direct question. Do you know what the interest rate on your card is if you have one? And what does it even mean to you? See, the thing is, your income is your number one wealth building tool. But if you have a credit card with such ginormous interest rates, you might say, I earn this much money. Okay, I can pay off this credit card. Okay, fine. But then, if you get this money, your money that you've earned, and instead of maybe investing it, you're going to be paying a credit card. On top of that, there's interest that you're paying these guys. Now, imagine you had savings of whatever amount your credit card balance is. And instead of paying that interest to the credit card company, you're being paid interest of 24.08% on your savings. What do you think? That money, over time, compounding, will grow enormously. Compound interest is, as Einstein called it, one of the greatest wonders of the world. I think he called it the eighth wonder of the world. Compound interest. I'll be talking about investments at some point to come, and how if you invest at a very early age, how enormously your money grows. I'll talk about that. But just imagine, Average credit card interest rate is 24.8%, is 0.08%, and almost half of the people who have credit cards don't know about this. How sad. Do you know what your credit card interest rate is? And there's another thing. Merchant processing fees added up to more than 105 billion just a couple of years ago. These costs represent what businesses pay credit card brands such as Visa, American Express, MasterCard, and so on and so forth in order to process consumer payments, your payments that you go through. This is what these big credit card companies charge merchants. Now, in order to process, swipes typically amount to 1% to 4% of purchase price, but can vary by merchant and type card. These expenses are baked into the prices that are passed along to consumers. So there's nothing for free. All these things, these interest rates, these people just pass it over to you. Let me say to us. And it's us who end up paying them. Obviously, these fees are a major source of revenue for credit card companies, but they are not the only ones who benefit. Credit card merchants may use a portion of these fees to fund customer benefits, such as rewards program, purchase protection, and cardholder benefits. So you see, whenever they advertise and tell that, okay, if you have this credit card, these are the kind of things you get by using this credit card. You think that comes for free from somewhere? You're paying for it somehow, or someone else is paying for it. It's all in the system. But it's important that I think we educate ourselves about this and know, even if it's hard for you not to have a credit card, know about this, know about the interest rates within these credit cards and how you're going to, and what you're actually paying. And that's very interesting. This one was about how confident are card holders that they can pay their next credit card bill. 50% said they are very confident. And of course, it goes to say that the other half are not that very confident. Very unconfident, about 14%. Somewhat unconfident, 8%. Neither confident nor unconfident, 8%. Somewhat confident, 20%. So many people who go and get credit cards, half of them somehow are not confident that they'll make their next payment. How sad. And we wonder why there's a lot of problems about that in our world. If we can't control ourselves, this starts with us. If we can't control ourselves in the areas like this, how can you go and get a credit card knowing somehow that you might not manage? Or just thinking in your head, think with the figures. How much do you earn? Are you able to make the payments? And even if you are, like I'll say later on, get an accountability partner to help you. Credit cards, I speak out of experience, if you don't manage them very well, are terrible. The ensuing effects of not mismanaging your credit card can affect your mental health, your well-being, your relationships, and all sorts of things. How can you go get a credit card when, like this report says, about 50% of people are not confident that they can make the next payment? And this is how these credit cards are marketed to us. I found this very interesting. The advantage of having a credit card, they say, and using it responsibly can be rewarding in so many ways. It gives you the extra purchasing power to spend on your needs and occasional indulgences. Additionally, spending with credit cards is acceptable by design. Oh my God, by design who? Whether you're shopping or availing of auto charge subscriptions, all it takes is a swipe and a tap Oh, yes, swipe and tap yourself into problems. They don't tell you that. And some people know they can't control themselves with money. Okay, with a swipe or a tap. And you're swiping and tapping yourself into bigger financial problems. Be careful. Don't swipe, don't tap. Spend your cash. And they continue to say, apart from its convenience, credit card owners also enjoy pricing benefits, installment payment plans, and reward programs because of its many perks. 80% of consumers prefer spending with their credit cards over cash. You be contrarian. Don't follow that. They spend with credit cards, you spend with your cash. If you want to secure your financial future, that is. I'm having a rant, aren't I, today? I think it's because of what I I went through with credit cards without properly being able to manage it. But anyway, I hope someone out there will get something out of this. And this is what the future of credit cards is. The future trends of credit cards I got this from clearpayments.com. The credit card industry is experiencing dynamic shifts and innovations as it adapts, they say, to changing consumer behaviors, technological advancements, and emerging market trends. Several key trends are shaping the future of credit cards. Of course, they're very clever. You adapt to how the users or the consumers what they want. Understanding these developments is crucial for financial institutions, payment processors, and consumers alike. This is what they're saying. The future of credit cards promises a dynamic landscape of enhanced security, convenience, and personalized services. Look at those beautiful words to lure you in. From contactless payments to sustainable initiatives, the credit card industry is continuously evolving to meet the demands of modern consumers while safeguarding their financial interests. Very nice words, but you know what? Credit cards are not going away anytime soon. They are fully embedded into our financial lives. So what should you do? You can't avoid some can't avoid some people can't avoid it. We've just seen that even people who earn even more money, you would think they would say that, you know what, I have no need for credits. I really earn a lot of money. Most of them are the ones who are having credit cards. And those who are even highly educated. So very smart people earning lots of money, having credit cards, and eventually many of them, of course, as well, when the jobs go poop, are suffering. Well, I suppose it's really up to you. It's your life. You're the one who wants the money. You're the one paying the credit, all the high interest rate. But think about this for a moment. How about if you kept that money somewhere where it generates good interest for you? Maybe invest it in some mutual fund, invest it in some index fund, where it pays you that kind of credit interest, 10 or so percent more. You would be able to secure your financial future very well. You might be earning quite lots of money. But credit is no joke. Credit is only good when things seem good. But life is not like that. Life is full of ups and downs. It has its ebbs and flows and all that. And good financial management dictates that you don't owe other people. Because when you owe, as the Bible puts it, the borrower, is a servant to the lender. That's true. And depending on how much you owe anyway. So, if you must have a credit card, because I think I want to be realistic about this, then have an accountability partner, financial accountability partner, someone you honor and respect, that whenever you're going to spend on this credit card, they know, and they can sort of help you be disciplined in how you spend your money. But my point of view is that don't have credit at all. Don't have credit cards if you can help not having them. Your money, the one you will earn, will go towards building your financial estate, building your wealth powerhouse. So the ball is in your hands. The ball is in your courts. Just be careful with credit if you must have it. But if it's possible for you not to have it, get rid of it. I bid you farewell. Thank you very much for listening. Bye-bye for now.